Well, I owe a lot of you a big apology, especially Jason and Amanda over at Epic Bait Molds. You see, we ran into a few issues with this video. We're featuring the 5.3-inch Epic SlayBait. This is me from the future, by the way. The video's done and shot at this point, sort of, and I have all the baits here to prove it. We're going to show you an awesome laminate color today, as well as how to rig up the 5.3-inch SlayBait in a sweet line through setup here. But you see, I have my big camera here that you're watching me on now, and then I have my GoPro, which I take on the boat, and that's usually mounted back on the rear of the boat in the power pole, so that way it kind of gets the forward view. And you know, it's not the best picture in the world, so it's great for that open wide shot. But then I use my cell phone for all of kind of my close-up and fishing footage, because it has all the image stabilization. I can hook the wireless mics up to it and everything. So I had a bunch of footage. This is an amazing bait. It catches a lot of fish, but unfortunately the Delta decided to eat my phone. So it's somewhere at the bottom of a slough out there in the Delta. And with that, not only did I lose my phone, all of my intro footage, my fishing footage, that's all gone. So here I am shooting a brand new intro for this video, $1,000 later for a new phone. Just awesome way to kick off a video. But don't worry, I did actually get a fish catch on video, and when you'll see it, it's kind of funny because you'll hear my partner ecstatically asking, like, are you recording? Because by the time we reshot the video a second time, the shad spawn and bite was already over, and so all the amazing catches I got the first time, well, those are gone. But trust me, not only is this an awesome version of the SlayBait, it's easily my favorite size of the SlayBait. 5.3 inches and an amazing tail kick that I almost wish the rest of them had the same kick as this big one, but we'll get into that in the video. So without further ado, here you go. Roll the intro. What's going on, all my fellow bait chuckers out there? My name is Michael. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be making an awesome full-size shad bait. I'm talking about the 5.3-inch SlayBait by Epic Bait Molds. Now, this is not a new mold. It came out, well, relatively new. It came out earlier this summer, but it's new to me. It is a full-size 5.3-inch shad imitator. Awesome little bait. In fact, I have a couple made up right now. It's fall time here on the Delta. Bass are chasing bait all over the place, and I think we can get away with throwing a little bit of a bigger profile. So this mold is new to me. We are going to bust out an awesome color that I like to call Shad Royale. This right here is actually the Borealis. So you can see there that nice transparent belly, green, it turns blue on the edges. Borealis, such an awesome color. But I have seen some shad that have kind of more of a purple hue to them, which is why I'm going to show you how to make Shad Royale. I know that the place we're going to be fishing today has 4 to 6 feet of visibility, so I want to bring something that's semi-translucent, has that kind of purple sheen to it like some of the shad have out here. So I think Shad Royale is going to be the color of choice for us today. So we should just get right to it. Now, the full-size 5.3 SlayBait is no different than any of its other molds. You can see there's the top hook slot there, and then we have the bottom hook slot. We can stick it in like that. This way we have a full-bodied bait, or we can flip the hook slot up, and we have ourselves a nice hook slot. Definitely a weedless presentation, but we're going to show you a couple different ways to rig it up today, because you all know that I love my line throughs. All right, so we're going to set the mold up with one hook slot facing up, so we get a hook slot bait, and then one of them facing upside down, so we get a full-bodied bait. With every set of colors we pour today, I want to have one of each, so we can rig it up a couple different ways. And did you see that there? You like how I can just slide the mold all over the table and not have to worry about, you know, scratching it, damaging the mold at all? It just kind of spins nicely. Well, if you like that, then now would actually be a good time to tell you about today's sponsor of the episode, 8bitbaits.com, where you can get your own cloth mold mats so you can slide your mold around your workbench. It also comes in silicone. And while you're over there, don't forget to check out the bait drop section because we still have some active catch square bills and medium divers left. These are going pretty quickly, so you might want to get your hands on them soon. 8bitbaits.com, the only place for hollow shift powder and sweet, sweet swag to deck out your shop. Enough with the housekeeping. We've kept the lights on. Let's start making this bait. Shad Royale. All right. We got our mold heating up on the hot plate now, and we are heating up the brand new SDG Multi Block by N2 injectors. Mine looks a little bit different because I got my hands on a prototype. I might know somebody, and yeah, we've been testing it. Pretty awesome. We'll show you how this thing works later on in the video when we get to some laminates. But first, let's go over the colors that you are going to need to make this bait in your shops at home. First up, we're going to need some Lureworks Black, exactly 5 drops to be exact for this 1 cup recipe. We're going to need our .015 black hex glitter. We're also going to need the larger size .040 grape hex-shaped glitter, and then to round it out and give it that little bit of razzle dazzle, the .015 silver holographic, and then the color that makes this whole bait possible, HS618 Crown Royale. This is going to be an awesome translucent see-through shifty bait like I mentioned, and the magic of hollow shift powder is what's going to bring this to life. Just makes for an awesome color. So let's heat up some plastisol and let's start shooting. All right, here we are with a fresh cup of plastisol ready to go to mix up our color. All right, don't worry about those bubbles. We will vacuum all of that out in just a little bit. So to kick things off, we're going to do 5 drops of Lureworks Black 103. This is going to give us our semi-translucent base to work with. There we go. That's all we need. That's it. And we're just going to mix that in there, and we're going to have a nice, smoky, transparent, yeah, see that? Practically clear when you pull it up. Next, we're going to add our flake. We are going to start off with the .015 hex, and we are going to go ahead and go with 1/16 of a teaspoon, kind of leveled off there. It doesn't need to be, you know, super high. And then we're going to come back here with our silver holographic .15, and we're actually going to do 2 scoops because we want 1/8 total. There we go. And then for the grape .040, again, we're just going to come in here and do 2 kind of heaping. We'll do 3. Again, we don't want a ton of the purple glitter. We just want it to kind of be a backer. All of this is really just a backer because this is what you're going to see when the hollow shift disappears. Awesome. Now that's looking kind of chaotic, I know, but trust me, this is all going to work out. Okay? Have some faith. Last but not least, we're going to come in with our hollow shift powder. It's going to have that awesome purple to goldish orange, and we don't want to do a full 1/8, so I like to do just a kind of like a heaping 1/16 of a teaspoon because it doesn't need to be a full 1/8 of a teaspoon. So kind of like, you know, a 1/16 and a half. Okay, it uses, which seems like a lot of powder, but it's really not. It goes a long way, and this is going to give us an awesome color. See here? Already. It looks purple, but then you turn and it just goes completely invisible. Purple to invisible. And that's what we want. We want that purple to invisible sheen, because that is going to reflect off of the sun and then completely disappear, and it's going to drive the bass absolutely crazy. I mean, taking a look at it down here, you can see it's got that purple to orange to pinkish sheen on it, but then it just disappears. When the light hits it, you can see it, but then it's just, look at that. You can see it's like it's not even existent. But then, boom, there it is. Yep. Awesome stuff. This is gonna look so good. I can't wait for y'all to see this in the bait. All right, we are looking good to shoot right around 335. Awesome stuff. Remember, kids, don't forget to glove up. Okay, here we go. Shad Royale in the 5.3 inch Epic SlayBait. Nice injection there. I'm just going to hold pressure a little bit. We did heat the molds up, so I don't need to really worry about cold molds. But we are dealing with medium firm plastisol, so it has a tendency to want to set up real quickly. Can make laminating an issue sometimes. But we're shooting one color at the moment, and so far, so good. Look at it there on the injector tip. See what I'm saying? I mean, you can see right through it, but if you look at it down here in the cup, it's got that sheen to it. But I'm telling you, it's pretty translucent. And it's got that gold out there on the edges. It's pretty cool stuff. Wait till you see it in its final form. Check that out. Isn't that cool? Just love the mirror finish on these epic bait molds, I tell ya. Anyhow, here we go. Demolding of the 5.3 inch SlayBait. What side? What side? What side? This side. They want to come out on this side. All right. Our hook slot came out of the one side here, obviously, that doesn't have a hook slot. And yeah, I think those turned out pretty good. What do you think? It looks purple. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It looks purple. You're like, that is just, it's too much. It's too much purple. But is it though? Is it? I mean, you can't see it. There you can see it. And there you can't. So when the light hits it, it's super reflective, super purple. I mean, you can basically see the hook slot right through there. I mean, absolutely incredible. That's going to work out quite nicely. All right, let's check out this angle here. Can you see what's happening? How it's changing all of those colors. You got some green up there on the head, yellows to orange. That is the Crown Royale doing its magic. It's got that oranges to yellow shift on the extreme edges. And in the sunlight, it's absolutely incredible what this thing does. It is really an underrated color. Look at that. Here we go. This really shows it off well. Do you see it turning orange and green? You still have that purple backer from the glitter, but you get the orange and the green all kind of happening in there at the same time. And it's just a color shifty, I mean, it's just naughty. I mean, that almost looks like a bluegill right there, does it not? Look at that. All right, so we have the one here that has the hook slot. So we will be rigging this up on a 7/0 beast hook with some of these other ones here as well. And then we have this one here that is solid body. And then we will be using the solid body to be rigging up a couple different line through techniques. We're going to see which one works best with this particular bait being so big. So really excited for that. So we'll actually set that one up there apart. All right, I think I want to complete this ensemble with a laminate. So let's whip up a belly color real quick before we go, so we can have some Shad Royale on the back, and maybe we'll go with like a violet pearl belly. I like that idea. Okay, while our belly color is sitting inside of the vacuum chamber, I wanted to show off the new blending block that Adam designed over at SDG Lurecraft. I'll put a link to the launch video for this in the upper right hand corner of the screen. But the benefit of this is, as opposed to a traditional laminate block in which the colors come out on the left and right here, you can see, of the block, on the N2 blending block that Adam designed, it comes out on the front and the back. You can see the difference there. So the benefit is that a traditional blending block like this, to do top and bottom, we would have to line it up here on the block like this, and then once we pick it up and move it over, we're now covering this other port, and we're sealing off the back port, not allowing air to flow through. So now on multi-port molds, we have a blending block with the colors front to back. So the benefit of the blending block that Adam designed being front and back, we can now set up our blending block perpendicular, and then we can lift it up and move to our next injection port without clogging up the other one, and still get a beautiful laminate. And you can see the colors are already sandwiched in there together by that internal backing plate. Whew, that's warm. I have everything warmed up because we are working with medium plastisol here. So look at that. That is the blending plate in the middle that does all the magic. So you have the belly color on one side, the top color on the other. Makes for an awesome injection blending block. Great design, Adam. Kudos to you, and solves an awesome problem that we have in the bait making community. This is what YouTube bait making is all about. All right, we are ready to inject. Both colors are right around 340 degrees. Let's make sure to glove up, okay? We're gonna try and do this. We're gonna try and get through both of them. Like I said, we are using medium firm plastisol, which tends to want to thicken up real quick. So here we go. I know we're not gonna need nearly that much plastic. All right. There's the first one. And there's the second one. Awesome. Sweet. Hey, yeah, me from the future again. That was not a fart. That was, you know, when you like squeeze the leftovers out from the dual injector and it like presses up against the leather apron and makes that noise. Wasn't farting. Just so we're clear. All right, let's have a look at the blending block, shall we? Oh, it's hot. Ooh, it's hot. Look at that, okay? Now, do you see what happens here? You have the top color come on one side, and we pull that plate out, and we have the belly color come on the other side. The plate keeps them separated all the way down. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this laminate of the Shad Royale. Looks like it all wants to come off on that side. No big deal. Yeah, there we go. Look at that, huh? Is that not a sweet looking laminate or what? I think that'll do just nicely. And that belly color, by the way, that is simply just violet highlight powder. 1/8 of a teaspoon of violet highlight powder. 1/16 teaspoon of the 0.015 silver holographic. And then I did add just a pinch, and I mean a pinch, of the black 0.15 just to help bring out some of that highlight powder. That is awesome. I'm really digging that laminate. That looks awesome. Nice natural pattern there. A little more of the powder on that side. That's okay. Again, we have that natural blending. Here is the full-bodied one. Look at that beautiful lamination line with that blending block designed by Adam and N2 injectors. Awesome. Just awesome. Oh yeah. That orange really coming through on the edge there. You got that violet highlight belly as that thing rocks in the water. The color shift. Awesome stuff, but yet it is still completely translucent at certain angles. Awesome. There you go. Shad Royale. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I mean, you can basically use this recipe with any of the hollow shift powders. Just adjust the primary color of the glitter to match whatever powder you're going to match. Awesome. Let's get some sweet close-ups and we'll meet you out on the water.
Got one?
Got one on the SlayBait.
Nice. Are you recording?
Yep. Beautiful. Awesome. Look at that. Chomped it. Awesome. Right up there where he should be, in those branches. Good stuff. Welcome back to the workshop, everybody. Since all the footage was lost to Davy Jones's locker, now we'll get a chance to show you up close how we rig up the 5.3-inch SlayBait. So right off the bat, you can see we have one rigged up here. The standard rigging, an 8/0 beast hook. Now this gives an awesome weedless presentation. You can see that the beast hook doesn't quite go all the way back to the hook slot here, so you might be able to squeeze a 10/0 in there. Don't take my word for it, I haven't tried it, but the 8/0 fits perfectly. This is what it was designed for here, and again, you just kind of screw it in the front, come through near the back of the hook slot there, and plenty of room for it to pop through. That top hook slot is awesome because it keeps that hook recessed, so we don't have to worry about it getting caught up on any weeds or brush piles, any structure, anything like that. Awesome presentation. So one way to rig up the 5.3-inch SlayBait. But if you're like me, you like to run it line through style, and that's the way that I like to run it here. If we look up close here, you can see this one is already rigged up. This is set up for a line through style presentation. And here's one that's completely rigged up all the way. We have the weight in the belly, the hook, and everything. And one of the benefits of the line through presentation is that when you hook the fish, especially when you have a larger style bait like this, when the fish gets hooked, that bait just kind of gets sent up the line, while the treble hook is left inside of the fish's mouth, helping keeping it pinned for a longer period of time, giving you a better opportunity to get it into the boat. This is a real simple modification, very easy to do, just utilizing a pack of coffee straws. These are heavy duty, thick coffee straws. This cost about $8 on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below in the description. 1,000 straws goes an awfully long way, and you're not even really going to use the entire length, so one straw could really get you through a couple different fish. And really, the only other tool you're going to need is an ice pick, which if you're a homemade bait maker, you should really kind of have this tool lying around already. And lastly, you're just going to need a pair of clippers so that way we can trim that straw after it's inserted into the bait. All right, so let's take a look at how we rig up this brand new bait. You can see that this has already been poured in a solid belly. The hook slot was upside down. We used our scissors to clip it off of the runner so we have a nice flat surface to go through. And first what we're going to do is we want the line through to come in through the nose, and we really want it to exit right out here at the front of the upper hook slot. So you kind of want to line things up ahead of time, and we can see if we do a little bit of a cross section, this is right about the angle that we want to be at right here. So we'll just start in at the nose with our ice pick. All right, we kind of work our way slowly, gently, give it some rotations. You want to make sure you stay centered. You don't want to, angle it too much. And boom, there we go. Just like that. We'll come right out through the front of the hook slot right there. Okay, you see that? Now what I like to do is, instead of just pulling the ice pick all the way out, I like to start with kind of threading the coffee straw onto the edge of the ice pick there. This actually helps when I pull it through. It helps me thread through just a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll start to slowly twist. All right, we're going to pull that ice pick back out, and we're also going to insert the coffee straw at the same time. And as we push, you can see slowly the coffee straw is pushing the ice pick out the other end, and there we go. Boom, we can take that off. And now we have that coffee straw acting as a shield for our line. This is going to prevent that line from being, tearing and ripping the bait as it's yanked on and thrown by the fish. Also, when you're casting, you got to be very careful about that. So next, we're just going to come here with our clippers. We're going to come right up to the front of the bait, just like that. Boom, clip that off so we have a nice smooth surface there. And then same thing, I'm actually going to pull out a little bit here, and then I'm going to come in and clip off that surface flat, just like this. And so the reason for coming out a little bit in the back is so I can push it back down in, and I get that nice flush mounting on the front and the back. And you can see now we have our opening here, our tube that comes out the top of the hook slot. This will be hard to see on camera, but we will take our fishing line and we will run it down through that tube. And you can see as it comes out the nose, just like that. And we will take our treble hook, and I like to align it right here towards the back of the hook slot. And again, you want to come straight down in. You want to take your time doing this. You don't want to rush it, and you want to make sure that you stay straight and level with your hook because you don't want your fish to swim crooked. And there you go. Just like that, you have an awesome line through rigging. Now, some baits you may be able to get away with just doing this and nothing else, but more often than not we're going to have to include some kind of weight in the bottom like we did here. So all we've done here is taken a nail weight here and just about halfway down stuck it straight through the body, and that is going to keep that fish swimming level. It's going to act as a keel weight when you rig it up using the line through methodology. I'll go ahead and re-rig the Borealis SlayBait here with the weight in it, and you can see just like that, there we go, a perfectly rigged line through setup for the 5.3 inch SlayBait. And really the only extra cost to you is $8 for 1,000 coffee straws. This is going to last you forever. And then a couple of the Nico weights, which aren't very expensive. You can get them in lead, tungsten, whichever you prefer. You can even get the Neko weights that are just like nail weights, and you can actually come in through the belly and insert it this way and keep the weight fully inside of the belly, keeping it concealed in the belly of the bait. Just an awesome way to rig it up. I'm a huge fan of line through swim baits. This has just become one of my favorite techniques to fish a swim bait. And yeah, just Awesome way to rig it up. This is one of my favorite ways to fish the 5.3-inch SlayBait, my favorite of the entire group, because it has that larger, kind of wider kick to it. It's not too wide like a Kitech, it's that like perfect Goldilocks zone, you know, that nice medium kickback there. It's just an awesome bait. I mean, 5.3-inch SlayBait, what else is there to say? You know what I mean? All right, everybody, and that is going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know in the comments, which way would you rig and fish the 5.3-inch SlayBait? Are you going your typical, you know, weedless presentation on a beast hook, or are you going line through method? Let me know down in the comments below. Until next time, y'all know who it is. Your friend on this end, Michael, out here around these Delta sloughs, reminding you to keep on chucking. I'll get back with you.